to spend a little time with us and then get a chance to walk the building. Yesterday, we had over 300 students come in, and it was so invigorating to have our scholars back in the building. So we're extremely excited about that. Welcome to Sun Prairie East High School. Go Cardinals. My name is Renee Coleman. I am the principal here, and we'll have a quick presentation and we'll get you off to do some tours, and also we're here to answer any questions after the presentation. All right, so as I said before, I'm Renee Coleman, principal, and I will have my two associate principals come out and give you an introduction. And then unfortunately, our dean, Ms. Payne Kang, is not here this evening, but she's looking forward to meeting our scholars that falls in her range of scholars she deals with. Also, our Dean of Athletics and Activities was not being able to be present today, and that's Mr. Ertel, and he's looking forward to getting to meet those students in his grade, in his alpha, and form relationships. So at this time, I'll bring in the two associate principals, and they can get to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Chrissy Mittling, and I am one of the associate principals down here. Last name is Siwamdaji. And it is my first year here at Sun Prairie East, and I am excited to be here, and I will learn with all of you as you start.
Hi, good evening. My name is Heidi Walter, the other associate principal here. I'm going into my 5th year, and I'll be supporting students with the last name A through C-O-L as their representative. So, welcome.
All right, so also we wanted to give a quick glance of our student support services. Those services are available for our students. It's consisting of our counselor, our social worker, and our psychologist. That allows students to really look at their social emotional health and be able to tap in those resources. We are very fortunate this year that we were able to add in 2 additional positions to really help with making sure that we're addressing the whole child. We do now have a college career life readiness coach. That person works with students as far as getting youth apprenticeships. They work with students who are interested in our STEM Academy. There are students who are looking into advanced placement classes, advanced placement opportunities, working with our early college now. So that person is really getting out there to make sure that those students have access to those programs. Also, we have an EMLS coordinator, which is someone who looks at our data and really tries to help us find tier 1 and tier 2, and tier 3 interventions to make sure students are struggling. We look at the data both academically, and also we look at the data as far as behavior and really try to provide wraparound services for those particular students who need that. The counselors are also listed by last name Alpha, so your students' counselors up there, I know a lot of them have been working and reaching out to you because I know we do have some schedule changes that's still happening. We're asking for grace because we had so many incoming students, and we wanted to make sure that the schedules was as correct as possible. We are asking if you still still seeing schedule changes, to kind of hold off and wait to that Tuesday morning, you said Friday, right? Friday, where they'll be a little bit more solidified for you. Also, we have 2 social workers, which we're very excited about. They also are available to help our students. So also wanted to let you know the office staff, because mostly you will be interacting with the office staff. Our welcome desk is Shannon Gross, who, if you ever call the main office, she's probably the voice you'll hear who answers the phone. She does a lot of our flexi schedule work, and she'll be working with your scholars as well, as far as later on we'll talk about win time. Our attendance secretary, so you really want to get to know Ms. Morris. Ms. Morris is someone you will call in order to call your student out, to call them in for absences. If you're having any issues with attendance, Ms. Morris is the person who can help you with that. Also, we have the secretary to deans and AP. That secretary will also be someone you want to contact if you receive a letter in regards to attendance, which we'll talk about a little bit in the presentation. Our financial secretary is the person who pretty much handles the money. So if you have any fee concerns, if we start having homecoming tickets on sale, all of that it comes out of her office, and also work permits. Lastly, we have my secretary, so if you ever need to meet with me or want to have a conversation, both students and parents, please work with her. She can free up my schedule. I have no problem with meeting with families or with our scholars. Last is as our registrar, who does a lot of the transcripts and making sure that the transcripts are correct, and mostly our seniors and juniors really work with her as they begin college applications. And lastly, we have Karen Johnson. So she's over our student services welcome desk, and she's the one that kind of welcomes students in that student service area and makes sure that they get to the right counselor, social worker, psychologist that they need. So this year, our theme is Sun Prairie East High School is a community, and we're really talking about unifying our students, our staff, and also parents and family, and that we will thrive. And thrive has a very unique meaning. With thrive, we want to start building up trust. I know that the last 3 years have been rough with the pandemic, and so we really need to build this trusting, safe, and learning environment for our students and for staff. We talk about help. We all need help. This is a new building. As you were to our building, we have new learning spaces, we have new staff, we have new building, we have new ability for students to learn. So we really all need to help each other and provide some grace along the way. Also, we want to talk about restore. So we know, like I said, the 3 years of the pandemic, we need to restore just the faith in learning, the faith in being good people, the faith in having relationships, the faith of just developing and continuing to develop what Sun Prairie East High School looks like. Also inspire. I drive an hour every day to get here. And these students that sit in these chairs are the ones who inspire me to do that. And so I'm so grateful and so humble to know that these students in this seats right here inspire me every day. They make me get up, they let me allow that drive for an hour to come and watch how wonderful they will be, how wonderful they are now, and what they will become. So we want to continue to do that, inspiring each other to be our best self, learning from each other, and being able to pick up the pieces when we try to help each other. V stands for value. I want students in this building to feel like they're valued, that they're heard, and that they're welcomed. That is extremely important to me. We need to hear from students when you don't feel valued, when you don't feel welcome, when you don't feel like you've been heard. Lastly, it's empower. We all need to work on making sure we empower each other to be our best self, to reach down deep when we need to, and be able to put out the work that will make us successful. So that's our theme this year, which is Sun Prairie East High School is a community. We are a community that will thrive. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Walters, and she'll let you know about CARES.
Thank you. So we practice positive behavior intervention system here, which is our way of trying to help students understand their expectations, ways to engage in the different learning environments that we have, and to help proactively teach those and then reinforce and follow up with those. So you'll notice we use CARES, and this should be familiar to those of you that are coming from C Heights. That's the same acronym. We wanted to kind of have some continuity through our school system. CARES really stands for community. I'm a reflection of the community. Accountability, I own my actions. Respect, I show kindness to myself and others. Empathy, I understand how others feel. And safety, we're all responsible. If you see something, say something. We utilized a student leadership group last year to help us revisit our CARES for different parts of our building. So we'll go over these. How do I practice CARES in the lunchroom? How do I practice CARES at an all-school assembly? How do I practice CARES on the bus, at athletic events, and in the classroom? And you'll notice this one up here on the right is also how do I practice CARES utilizing school and personal devices? You'll notice here that it calls out specifically cell phone use. We know that cell phones are the way that we stay connected, right? That's how you guys are connected to your families. That's how you're connected to your peers. But when you're in school face-to-face with peers, we want you to connect with them face-to-face. We want you to collaborate. We want you to engage with those in your classroom and with your teachers. So our cell phone policy is that your cell phone should be off and put away. Most of our students carry backpacks with them. Teachers will make break spaces in the day, right, to say between 86-minute period blocks that you have a time to take a break and check your device, and then we ask that you put it back away so that your full attention is engaged in the learning that teachers have designed for you and that your peers around you are working with. So that is our personal device. All students have one-to-one Chromebooks, so you've got technology at your fingertips. Phones can go away, come out at lunch, come out at study hall, come out at breaks. As I said, we have 86-minute block periods, much like C Heights. Our blocks run on an A day and a B day. So students, you'll see on your schedule a first block every day, a second block, a third block, and a fourth block. You'll also notice that there is something called SP30. Here at the high school, SP30 looks a little different. Last year at C Heights, that was a consistent advisory. You went to the same place every day. We will be starting with that advisory called SP30 for 3 weeks. We'll learn some of those expectations, behaviors, get to know some of your peers well, build some community, start talking about your academic career plans. And then we'll shift to only meeting and advisories on Monday and on Friday. You then will have the choice on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to pick where you need to go based on what you need. So we call that WIN, what I need time. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but that's kind of how that structure works during that 30 minutes. When you get your schedule, you'll also notice there might be an early lunch on your third block or a split lunch. So on the left, those are the times if you have an early lunch that day. After second hour, you go to lunch, then you go to third hour and fourth hour. Or you notice on the right, it has a split lunch. And that split lunch happens in the middle of third hour. So you go to third hour, take a break, go to lunch, and go back to third hour to finish it up. We do have a 7-minute passing period when all students are moving throughout the building. That's enough time to get where you need to be. If you were at our furthest distance, the pool, all the way to like our back corner, it's about 5 minutes. So that one's a little bit of a push, but most students find that they have enough time to get where they need to go, utilize a restroom in between, and attend class on time. Gotta get the right direction. Okay, I'm gonna hand it over to Ms. Mittling to talk about a day in the life of a student.
Okay, want to start by getting a sense of who is here right now. So raise your hand if you are a 9th grader. Okay, raise your hand if you're a 10th grader. Awesome. Do we have any 11th and 12th graders? Okay. We know that some people were switching nights just for convenience of their family. So next question, any of you 10th graders drive, like have your driver's license, not your permit, but your actual driver's license? Oh, there is one. Okay. Okay, so when you arrive to school, there's gonna be a few different ways you might get here. So doors open at 8:05. At that time, we're gonna allow students just into the common area unless something has been arranged previously with the teacher. The parent-caregiver drop-off is if you came in off of Grove Street. It is that first left when you come in off of Grove Street. That is the door 6, door 7. That is the one we would like people to use to drop off students before school. If it's during the school day and the student's coming late, then we are fine with this door 1 because they need to come in that door. But before school, we'd like that door 6 just to keep traffic flowing. The bus, we have 15 buses, and the bus tags, if you came to registration yesterday or today, you would have gotten a bus tag if you stopped at that stop. Otherwise, we'll have them the first few days of school. It tells you like your bus number. You can also access that information online. And then that door, just so people know, will drop off at 16. You can find it today. It's down in our athletic wing. And they will get here at 8:25. So it's going to be a quick, get to class. Oh, yes, and breakfast. You can grab breakfast and then go to class. Student parking. So once you have your driver's license, which even though we don't have many in here right now, you may be getting that this year. Once you have a driver's license, then you can apply for a parking permit. If we have spots still available, then you can get a parking spot. But you can't apply for it until you have that valid driver's license. Some more to come on that. Start of the day. Doors open at 8:05. We have those early morning activities that I talked about. We talked about breakfast. Then the academic areas will open at 8:20, and school actually starts at 8:35. We open the doors at 8:20 so that if you want to touch base with the teacher before heading to your class, you could do that. So attendance matters. It's shown that students who attend school regularly do better in school than students who don't attend regularly, right? Kind of makes sense. So you're allowed 10 days of excused absence. This is true throughout your schooling, but we just always like to remind people. Because in high school, because of our block schedule, it's 50 blocks. So each day there's 5 blocks. Block 1, Block 2, SP 30, Block 3, and Block 4. So 5 blocks times 10 days is 50 blocks of excused absences is what you're allowed throughout the year. After that time, only all non-medically documented absences will be not excused. 5 days of unexcused absence before we start into looking at the truancy process. And then, so anytime you have medical appointments, please get those notes and turn them into our attendance secretary so that we are aware. Okay, how to read your schedule. We actually have it so that the times, this is an actual student schedule, the times are on there. I'm told that that third hour is fixed now. This is a student with split lunch. So when Ms. Walter was talking, you heard there's 2 different lunches. Some students, their schedule will actually show after second hour a lunch time. In this case, this student has a split lunch, and you'll see in that third hour, it says lunch, split lunch, 1 to 1:30. So it's the time you have it. In some cases, a student may have early lunch on one day and split lunch on the other day. Early lunch both days, split lunch both days. It just depends on what your schedule is. So first hour, times, you go there, you have how long to get to advisory SP 30? 7 minutes, good. 7 minutes for each of those passing times, as Ms. Walter talked about, should be enough time, but you might have to be fast. Then go to block 2, block 3 is split lunch, then block 4, after school activities are in that act. Now, notice, it's an A-day, B-day schedule. So on B days, the classes are different than on A days. Okay, we go every other day, A-day, B-day, A-day, B-day, all year long. And we sent out in the newsletter, but we also have it posted on our website. If you ever are after a break, I always, with my own children, I'm like, what day is it? Is it an A-day or a B-day? I have no idea what happened a week ago. So it is on our website as your reference. Okay, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Coleman. I forgot to talk about lockers, sorry. So on your schedule is where you would normally see that locker, your combination and what your locker is. Lockers are optional. The reason they're optional is because a lot of students don't use them. You're allowed to take your backpacks to class, and we've just found that not everybody needs them. There was a form sent out to through Blackboard today, email today, and right now, it is only said that students need to fill it out. We're working on getting it so a parent could fill it out for a student. But if you're getting an error message, that's why. Lockers will then be assigned, and you'll find out from our secretary in the first week of school where your locker is in the combination. if you need one. They're totally optional.
All right, so I think we all kind of mentioned about win time at SP30, and I just wanted to take some time to kind of give some more information about SP30. SP30 and also win time, we take attendance. And as Mrs. Mitland has mentioned, attendance is important, and it is counted as one of the blocks of the day. SP30 is more like our advisory time, and we have advisory on Monday and Friday, And on Monday and Friday during those advisory times, we're doing academic and career planning. So we're helping students create that 4-year plan, and in your case, 3-year plan, to make sure that you're getting classes that'll help you in whatever your future plans are, whether it's a career or college-bound hopes. Also, we do a lot of building of communities. We have new learning spaces, so we want to make sure we take that time to build the capacity of forming teams and being able to build communities. Also, we're a school-wide PBIS school, so we'll be doing PBIS lessons. That's engaging. It's not those old boring lessons that you got in CHUMS, where it's second step. We're more engaged. It'll be more interactive and more on your level. This year is new. So SP30 classes are now worth 0.25 credits. And you guys will be able to earn 0.75 if you take it this year all the way to your senior year. I call it a give me credit. You go to class, you do the activities, you get 0.25. It goes towards your graduation credit requirements. It's a give me. Like, okay, I can do that, right? No high academics involved, nothing strenuous, just do the work, go to class, 0.25 credits. It's a give me. Also, we have what I need time, and I like this part of it. What I need time is ability for students to get exactly what they need. Some students need to go back and look at their geometry teacher and says, hey, I need some additional help, and when time is available. But some students says, hey, I got a full load, I need some time where I can relax and have some fun and really look at that other aspect about coming to school. Because we know it's not just about coming to school. It's also being able to have classes and activities and clubs and other things to fill that void of, like, I'm excited about coming to school. During win time, students are allowed to go into other activities, whether it's mindfulness, whether it's yoga, whether it's private coloring, whether it's a conglomerate of different things. There's a whole bunch of other things that students can get engaged with on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I'm really liking win time, right? And we want to make sure that we're asking staff to go outside the box and create activities and opportunities for students, right? So one of them I know is coming up is music. Music solves the world for me because music is a universal language, and there will be opportunities for students to engage in. What we have in our library is a musical opportunity to record music, make music, and understand music. So that's also coming up. So lunch. Lunch is closed campus here. We do not have the ability for students to go out in 30 minutes to grab lunch and come back. Lunch is taken in this building. Now you can take it in the common area. You can go with a teacher and say, hey, I would love to sit and have lunch with you. Or you can find the courtyard once if the weather stays nice, to go out there and eat out there in the courtyard. Another thing I want to just to point out is we're not having lunches delivered. So you can't call Grubhub and say, hey, we need McDonald's here pronto, right? No Grubhub deliveries. Now, parents, if you decide it says, hey, I want to drop off something, we definitely want that to happen, but we do not want students on each street ordering Grubhub and any other deliveries coming to the building. One of the reasons, and this came up yesterday, was like, why? Safety. We asking you to go out to a car with a stranger to get some lunch, and we don't have no idea who that person is. And then a lot of times last year we found other students were asking other students to prop open doors. We have 22 access points in this building. In order to keep everyone safe, we need to keep those doors closed, and we need our students and staff to remember, do not prop the doors. Do not open the doors. So we're not having any deliveries. Okay? I know Grubhub's going to be really mad at us. We're probably going to make their stock drop a few points. they'll be okay, right? We want to make sure our students are safe. All right, I'm going to give this now to Ms. Walters. Dismissal. Did I do dismissal yesterday?
I don't know.
I don't
We'll
remember.
roll.
What's the
We've had staff back now for 2 days, doing presentations all day and last night. So by tomorrow night, we'll either be like on fire or real low. So you get the middle. Sorry. All right. So our buses, the bell ends at 3:45, and the buses pick up. They'll be here right away, which we're really excited. Last year we had some delayed buses. They will be here at 3:45, and they want to leave at 3:55. So sophomores, that means you need to leave your class and go immediately to your bus if you're a bus rider. Our buses will pick up, right, 15 buses all at once, right? They will pick up outside of door 16 if you are bus 501 through 508. And they will pick up in the back of the academic wing, doors 8 through 10, if you are buses 509 through 515. So we will have plenty of staff and have labels and help figure that out. We're not sure what order they're going to roll in each day. We'll get that down, but we just need everyone to kind of move towards buses right at dismissal time. We ask for parent patience and slow driving and safety if you are picking up your scholar. We have many new drivers here, students in our front parking lot. And if you are going to be interacting with them, we want to keep you safe, right, and them safe. We know you've got the driving skills. We're not so sure about the rest of them as they're learning. And so please drive safely and slowly through our parking lot if you're picking up your scholar after school, and be patient. It's a lot of movement at one time. Using that pickup drive will help you avoid students walking in mass droves to their cars and students exiting. We also have after-school activities. We are working on getting all of our advisors set and all of our clubs out there. We'll do some club expos and highlight those at lunch for students to kind of get familiar with what are the activities and get them signed up as soon as possible. We'll start an after-school tutoring that happens Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It will end at 4:45. We host that in our library and just have some general teachers available for general academic help. And the activity bus will start up that week, September 19th, and that leaves outdoor 16 at 4:45. Okay? If you're an eligible bus rider, you just have to show your bus tag and you can take the activity bus home. Like I said, with Student Life, we will get all of our clubs and activities available for you. You can either participate as a member in one of those, joining those, or come and be a participant. We recently just had Newsies here as a drama musical. We have a football game this Friday. I don't know if anybody's heard about it. Anybody planning to go? Not a football crowd versus Wanakee, you know? I know our football team is really excited to play Wanakee. They've been wanting to do that for a while. There's a calendar on our website with all of our activities. Please look and check that out. Safety is our number one most important thing, as Ms. Coleman mentioned. We need to make sure that we keep you safe, our staff safe. We have, probably close to 1,600 people in this building every single day, and that means that we need you to help us out. So if you see something, say something. We rely on our students and our staff to help keep us safe by doing that. If you hear about bullying, harassment, if you see someone doing unsafe behaviors like propping a door for a student or letting someone in a side door, we need you to report that immediately to a staff member. We want to make sure that we keep you safe, and we want to make sure that if people need assistance or help, that we have them connected with those resources. So there's a QR code there if you need to report something anonymously, and we're always open in our student services and as admin to be there for you. I cannot. Oh, this is still me. Okay, so scholars made it through a whole day, right? We're rocking and rolling, and now it's time to start seeing how are they doing with their academic success. So parents, Infinite Campus, and scholars, that is your main place to go to see how am I doing. Teachers will be updating grades. You should see like some formative grades coming in 2 weeks in. Summative grades will be coming in. We'll do progress grades so that you'll know how your scholar's doing mid-quarter. You'll get a posted grade, it's called a mid-semester summary, and another progress grade between that and the end of the semester. So those will be in Infinite Campus. 90% of the grades are summative. 10% is formative. Students, that doesn't mean don't do your practice, don't do homework. That is how teachers know how you're doing, what you need. That's how you know, do I need to go seek out help during win time? Do I need to go to after-school tutoring? So that practice work is really important so we know you're ready for that summative when you get it. We also have our lowest score in our grade book as 50%. So if your student is missing something, you'll notice the score is reporting at 50%. That is to limit the impact of a 0. If we were to have 0 be the floor of our grading system, 59% of our grading system would be failing. That does have a disproportionate impact on students' grades if they have a missing assignment. So we want to help them with their learning. That means they're doing their work so we can give feedback, and that we help them, right, get that missing work turned in, and that we can tell you how they're doing on their standards in that class. If a student does not pass a summative, then they might not have as many options during that what I need time. Teachers might be pulling them in automatically to come to them for that additional help. Reteaching, right, other ways of learning, and then give them an opportunity to demonstrate that growth if they did not pass a test or a summative assessment like a paper or a project. The most current grade that you can look at is in progress. Infinite Campus is set up in quarters, so if you click second quarter, that will show you the most current in progress grade because we do a rolling grade through the first semester. The last two pieces, we do not have extra credit. We need you, scholars, to do the work when your teachers assign it during learning so they can give you feedback. There is no at the end, can I have extra credit points, right? We're giving you lots of opportunities to practice and retry and get other learning. You need to use those. At the end is not the time to say, I need help. And no finals. We don't also believe that we need to have high stakes, anxiety-inducing end of semester, big projects, big tests. That's not, right, what we want. We want to know how you're doing throughout the semester, give you feedback on that in the moment of learning. So that's our grading policy.
Okay, so we do have a couple of opportunities coming up that we want to make sure people are aware of. These are college planning, so even though most of you are 10th graders and you are thinking like, but I'm not looking at colleges yet, or maybe you're like, I already know what college I'm going to go to, which is cool too, or maybe you're like, I'm not going to go to college, all valid. If you are thinking like maybe, or you just want to check it out, this is Wisconsin Education Fair. It's going to happen at West High School Competition Gym on Friday, October 7th from 7 to 1, and what it is actually like 100-ish approximately colleges, but it's colleges from all around the state of Wisconsin. And so it gives you an opportunity to just go and say like, how would I know if I would even be interested in your college? What do different colleges talk about? What are different offerings at colleges? And just like explore and see, because next year it will probably be more of like a starting to think about it, because your start of your senior year is, if you're going to college, that's when most people apply, is the start of their senior year, or even like the summer before their senior year. College night is just if you do have a senior. Also, we just put it on here because it's real. That one really is only for seniors that are going to college. It's to fill out the FAFSA and to support families with filling out the FAFSA form. If you don't have a senior, we just want to make sure we set it in case people had one. Tips for success here at East High School: participate, right? Get involved, be positive, be productive, advocate for yourself. Every adult is here to support you and to help you. That's our job. And so the best way we can do that is if you advocate for yourself and say, here's what I need. Stay organized, check your email, check Google Classroom. All of our teachers will have Google Classroom. Time management, make sure you set aside time to study each night, right? Like, how am I going to fit that in? how am I going to fit that in when I have to go to practice and I have to go to work and I have to do this, right? Making sure you actually schedule and think through when could I do that and where could I do it to like make most efficient use of my time. And get involved. We have tons of clubs and athletics that we talked about, and we really want you to feel connected and find a space where like you find people that have common interests as you. Staying informed. This is both for parents and for students. Infinite Campus. Infinite Campus is a great resource for students and for and caregivers, right? It tells you attendance, it tells you students' grades. We do progress reports 3 times throughout the semester before the final grade, but even checking more regularly, like every week or so, seeing where your kid's grade is at is a great way to help them, support them in staying on top of their work. School website is our like one-stop shop of everything. Who do I contact? What's this resource? Where's that? Where do I find? Who do I contact? Everything is on there. Academic concerns, start with your scholars, teacher, and counselor. Attendance concerns, our attendance secretary is the best person. And behavior concerns, as you saw, we're divided by alphabet. And some dates to remember. September 13th is our back to school night where we welcome all of our families to come meet teachers, get to know them, walk around again. We have our community open house. You may, on September 19th, where our entire community will be able to see our new building, which you will get a sneak peek of tonight. And then school pictures makeup date is October 18th. Many people got that done over registration. If you didn't get it done over registration, the makeup date's October 18th. And I'll turn it over to Ms. Coleman.
Before we turn it over to questions, I just want to reiterate one point that I didn't get a chance to mention, is that we say stay informed. And I know a lot of family members are saying, okay, that's great. If this was a kindergarten orientation, I mean, the upstairs would be filled, right? Because we want to make sure our babies start. Kindergarten is so important. I need you to stay engaged. Just because they're a 10th grader, I need you to stay engaged. It is not the time to say, oh, you're a 10th grader. You should say, oh, you're a 10th grader. Because we want to make sure that we're preparing them for the next stage. So I really need you to stay engaged and stay on them. They need that, all right? Are there any questions? Yes. So usually students have been checking on their phones for the schedule. As I alluded to in the early part of the presentation, we're still working on those. So by Friday, those schedules should be in its most complete stage. But thank you for that question. Yes? Yep, you only need one Chromebook. Only one. Yep. Sorry about that. Any other questions? Yes? PBIS is Positive Behavior Intervention System. Sorry, education has a ton of acronyms, right? And I assume that you knew that. I apologize. Positive Behavior Intervention Systems. Yes.
So something you didn't talk about, but since we're sophomores here, driver's ed. So there's been, are you able to speak anything about driver's ed?
Yes, you can take it over in the summer. We do not offer driver's ed during the school year. And then you can sign up through the district office. I don't know, but I can check and let you know through our parent letter. Yep. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. No, same with safety, the driving system, behind the wheel, sorry. So we're already on a waiting list, okay? And then how, are we just connecting with the drivers?
Let me follow up for you and Dad right here, because I don't know. Now that it's been removed, I have to ask. And so I'll get that information and we'll put it in a newsletter so all parents will know.
And then also, sorry, one more.
Nope.
Like, you know, let's say if it's a long wait, are we able to still get a refund on what we paid?
all those questions are good, and I'm going to say, I need to get that answer for you, and we'll get that information into a newsletter so that so that everyone's informed. Thank you for asking that. Thank you, Dad, for that. Yes?
So for breakfast, because my kids do eat breakfast at school, and they do ride the bus, if it's that tight,
They can grab a breakfast and staff members know that they're going to come in off the bus. Until we get this bus system for a couple of weeks, staff members already know that they're going to be grabbing and going. Nope. Want to make sure they eat. Most important part is make sure the brain is functioning with food. Anything else? Yes.
In terms of the day-to-day progress reports for parents, are they also using Google Classroom?
We are using Google Classroom, and also you can check in IC as well. But we do have Google Classroom, right? Google Classroom, and so they can log in under their student's ID and look in their classroom for that, right?
You will not see grades in Google Classroom. Those will all be in Infinite Campus. A student can log in and show you Google Classroom. There's a code to give parents to look at like the work that's in there. I'll be honest, like I've heard it's not the most friendly.
User-friendly.
But Infinite Campus is where all grades go.
Right, but I was referring to day-to-day progress.
Day-to-day progress would be more likely an Infinite Campus. And as we alluded to, staff members probably won't give you, they probably won't be putting grades in every day because they don't have classes every day. They have an A schedule and a B schedule. So yes, you can look in there to see if there's any missing assignments, if that's what you're looking for, but we know like give us like a 2-week cycle to check and make sure updates and grades are in there. Yep. Any other questions? Yes. So we have, when you go out to tour, we have 2 kiosks that give you the quick food like chicken nuggets, our hamburgers. Those 2 kiosks are pretty fast. And then we have actually a lunch line where you can go in and get services as well. So we have 4 lines. Fast enough, do not worry. You'll have plenty of enough time to get a lunch, sit down, eat, and then figure out what else is there to do, right? Yes. No, no, no. Because if you think about it, an A is from 90 to 100, that's 10. And 50 to 60, which is that F to D, is 10, increments of 10, no. But if we gave a 0, from 0 to 59, it's 59 spaces between the scores. Any other questions? I'm sorry. Yes. No, there's no bus that goes from east to west after school. That's a great question. I would ask you to ask Mr. Ertel, who is our athletic director and activities for this building. Any other questions? Sometimes I know, just like our scholars, they don't like to ask questions among everyone. So I want to get you off to touring our building and looking through your schedules and trying to find that space. We are here if you want to come up and ask us questions. But otherwise, thank you for your time this evening. We really appreciate it. Please stay connected, and please make sure we hear your voices. Have a wonderful evening.